Happy Tuesday, gang. I'm excited to jump into today's session. It comes from one of our members, Breanne, was asking for clarification around max effort. Um, when do you go heavier? What does failure look like? And how does form fit into all that? So I'm excited to unpack that today, and I used some examples from my workout this morning. Okay, max effort means you're using a weight that's going to challenge you for your last 1 to 3 reps. You're still using good form, but those last reps are going to feel shaky. They're going to require focus. Like I often have to focus on my core, stabilizing my body so I'm not shifting and moving around. I'm not using momentum, but I'm still in control. They do not feel reckless, sloppy, or scary. All right, let's talk about form. And when it starts to break down, it doesn't have to be pretty for max effort. In fact, it can be quite like my face, I'm just like squeezing everything. It does not look cute, I'm sure. But it has to be safe. So, in fact, I wish I had taped Sunday's workout because I was going for 3 sets of 5 sumo deadlifts. And the first 2 sets, I got to my 5. The last set, though, I did 4, and I wish I had taped that. And I just got stuck like on that 5th rep on the lift. It wasn't coming up off the ground. So rather than force it, you stop. And then I know that that's the weight I will use next week. So it doesn't have to be pretty, but it does have to be safe. So here's some signals that your form is unsafe and the weight is too heavy. You're rounding those shoulders. Core's not engaged. You're leaning forward when your body should be upright, and I should be able to see that logo when you're doing squats. You're arching your back to get the weight up over your head. Look at the pressure you're putting on your lower back. Another problem I didn't illustrate is when your shoulders are up around your ears, they should be down away from the ears. Using momentum to lift that weight is an indication it's too heavy. Holding your breath is an indication it's too heavy. When squatting, knees should point forward. They should not cave in. So you know to go heavier when you complete your set with ease. You don't feel challenged. You could do 2 or 3 more after your set's completed. So here's some examples that you can see when I increase. So I picked up 10 pounds. I'm doing my lateral raises. I do the whole set, not feeling really challenged. So when I start my next set, I go to 15. Now you can see the difference. See my arms? I have to bend them now, so I can't keep them straight. You can see that I'm engaging the core more. I'm struggling a little bit more. So now I know to stick with the 15s until I can do it with ease. Here's some more examples of bad form. Like I look at the shoulder drop, okay? The whole hip is going back and forth. There should be more stabilization in the body. Here's some more telltale signs. Butt's too high, so core's not engaged. I'm wobbling around. There goes twisting of the body again. I'm dropping that shoulder down. Things are slowing down. I can't complete the movement. Weight's too heavy. So here's an example where I need to stick with the 25, but reps are not perfect. I am challenged. It's not dangerous, but form is not great. That weight should be pushed a little farther out in front of me. See, my foot has to go to the ground sometimes. I should be able to keep that foot up for the whole set. Now, what you're going to notice with unilateral training, sometimes the other side is much easier. So I go to my dominant leg and I can knock out the set, no problem. Much more controlled, much more ease. However, I need to continue with that weight until my weak side catches up with my strong side. Then I'm balanced and I'll move up. The other thing I'll do sometimes is a couple extra reps on the weak side so it catches up with the strong side. I loved this question. It lets us know, the coaches know, that you're training with intent. You're really thinking about things and you're trying to get the most out of your workout. So I love this. In fact, I love getting questions from you guys so that I can address things that are really on your mind and add value. I'm going to call out to the other coaches to add something in case I forgot. Go ahead and post questions in the comments. I'll get on those straight away. Tomorrow we're going to get on and we're going to talk about fluctuating weight when you get on the scale, what to expect, what's normal, and put some clarity around that. Thank you.